Welcome to Stairway to English. In this video, we will talk about social media addiction in simple English. You will listen and read along in 4 easy episodes. Practice your English step by step while learning about an important topic. Let's begin. Episode 1. What is social media addiction? Social media is everywhere today. People use it to talk with friends, to watch videos, to share pictures, and to read news. It is a big part of modern life. Social media can be fun and useful, but for many people, it is not easy to stop using it. Some people spend many hours every day looking at their phones. They check messages again and again, scroll through pictures, and watch videos late at night. When a person cannot control the time they spend on social media, we can call this social media addiction. Addiction means that you do something again and again, even when it is not good for you. For example, some people are addicted to smoking or drinking alcohol. They know it is bad, but they cannot stop. Social media addiction is a little different. It does not hurt your body directly like smoking does, but it can hurt your mind, your time, and your life. It makes people lose focus, sleep less, and feel unhappy. But why is social media so addictive? One reason is that social media gives us small rewards. When someone likes your picture or comments on your post, you feel good for a moment. Your brain says, "This is nice," and wants more. That is why people keep checking their phones many times a day. It is like a game. You never know when the next like or message will come, so you keep looking. This makes it very easy to spend too much time on social media without noticing. Another reason is that social media never ends. If you watch television, a show has a start and an end. But on social media, you can keep scrolling forever. There is always a new video, a new picture, or a new story. This endless content makes it very difficult to stop. Many people say, "I will just look for 5 minutes," but then they spend 1 hour or even more. The design of social media is made to keep you online for as long as possible. For young people, social media can be even more addictive. Teenagers want to feel connected with their friends. They do not want to miss anything important. This fear is called FOMO, which means fear of missing out. Because of FOMO, many teenagers check their phones again and again, even during school or at night when they should be sleeping. This habit makes them tired, stressed, and sometimes even depressed. Social media addiction can also make people feel lonely. This may sound strange because social media is made for connection, but if you spend too much time online, you may spend less time with real people around you. You may stop meeting friends in person or talking with family at home. The connection on the screen is not the same as real human contact. Over time, people may feel empty, even if they have many online friends. Another problem is that social media often shows only the best parts of people's lives. People post happy pictures, travel stories, or exciting events. They do not often show sadness, stress, or problems. When you look at social media, you may think, "Everyone is happier than me," or "My life is boring." This can hurt your self-confidence. You may forget that what you see online is not the full truth. It is just a small part of reality. Many people with social media addiction also lose focus in their studies or work. Imagine a student who needs to read a book. The student reads for 5 minutes, then checks the phone. Reads again for 5 minutes, then checks again. In the end, the student does not finish the book and feels stressed. The same thing happens at work. Workers who use their phones too much cannot do their job well. They waste time, miss deadlines, and sometimes even lose opportunities. Sleep is another area where social media addiction causes harm. Many people look at their phones in bed. They watch videos or read posts until very late. The bright light of the phone makes it harder for the brain to relax. As a result, people sleep fewer hours and wake up tired. Without good sleep, the next day is more difficult, and focus becomes weak. Over time, bad sleep can damage health in serious ways. So, social media addiction is not a small problem. It is something that can change the way you feel, think, and live. It can steal your time, hurt your relationships, and make you less happy. But the first step to solving this problem is understanding it. If you know what social media addiction is and how it works, you can begin to control it. In the next episode, we will talk about the clear signs that show when social media is controlling your life. When you know these signs, you can take action before the problem becomes too big. Episode 2: Signs of Social Media Addiction. In the first episode, we learned what social media addiction is and why it can be harmful. We saw that people sometimes lose time, sleep less, and feel unhappy when they cannot control their use of social media. Now, in this second episode, we will look at the clear signs that show when social media is starting to control your life. These signs are important because many people do not even realize they are addicted. They think it is normal to use the phone all the time. But when we look carefully, we can see the habits that tell us something is wrong. One of the most common signs of social media addiction is checking your phone all the time. Many people wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is open social media. They do not even get out of bed before looking at their messages, likes, or new posts. During the day, they check their phones again and again, even when they are busy with other things. At night, they cannot sleep until they scroll through one more page. If you feel you cannot stop yourself from checking, it may be a sign of addiction. Another sign is when social media takes away too much of your time. Imagine planning to spend just 10 minutes on your phone, but 1 hour passes before you realize it. This happens to many people. The endless posts and videos make time disappear. When you start to lose hours every day on social media, instead of studying, working, or spending time with family, this is a strong signal that something is wrong. A third sign is losing focus. People who are addicted to social media find it very difficult to concentrate. For example, a student wants to read a book, but after a few minutes the mind says, "Check your phone." At work, a person wants to write a report, but keeps getting distracted by notifications. Instead of staying with one task, the brain jumps again and again to the phone. If you cannot stay focused for more than a short time without checking social media, it may be addiction. Another clear sign is when social media makes you feel strong emotions, like stress, anger, or sadness. Many people look at posts and compare themselves to others. They may feel jealous when they see beautiful pictures or exciting stories from their friends. They may feel sad because their own life looks less interesting. Some people even feel angry when they do not get enough likes or comments on their posts. If social media changes your mood too often, it shows that it has too much power over your mind. Social media addiction can also cause problems with sleep. A common habit is looking at the phone right before bed. Many people say, "Just 5 more minutes," but they keep scrolling for an hour or more. The bright screen makes it harder for the brain to relax, so even after putting the phone away, they cannot sleep well. If you often stay up late because of social media and wake up tired, this is another sign of addiction. Relationships can also suffer. When people spend more time with their phones than with their family or friends, it becomes a problem. Imagine sitting at the dinner table but not talking because everyone is looking at their phones. Or meeting a friend, but instead of listening, you check messages. These small actions show that social media is taking attention away from real human connection. If people around you complain that you are always on your phone, this may be a sign of addiction. Another important sign is fear of missing out, also called FOMO. This happens when you feel worried about not seeing the latest post, story, or news. People with FOMO check their phones again and again, afraid that they will miss something important. They may feel anxious if they cannot go online for even a short time. If you feel nervous when your phone is not with you, or if you feel empty when you cannot use social media, it is a strong sign of addiction. Physical signs can also appear. Too much time on the phone can cause tired eyes, headaches, or even pain in the neck and back from looking down too much. Some people forget to move or stretch because they are sitting and scrolling for hours. If your body starts to feel bad because of social media use, this is another warning sign. The final sign is when you try to stop using social media but cannot. Some people promise themselves to use it less, but they fail again and again. They delete apps, but then install them again. They say, "I will only use it once a day," but soon return to old habits. This loss of control is the clearest sign of addiction. In the second episode, we learned that there are many signs of social media addiction. Checking your phone all the time, losing hours without noticing, losing focus, feeling strong emotions, having poor sleep, ignoring relationships, feeling FOMO, having physical problems, and failing to stop are all clear signals. Recognizing these signs is the first step to taking control. If you see these habits in your own life, it means it is time to make changes. In the next episode, we will talk about the effects of social media addiction on health, study, work, and personal life. You will see how serious the problem can be if we do not control it. Episode 3. The effects of social media addiction on your life. In the first 2 episodes, we talked about what social media addiction is and the signs that show when it is becoming a problem. Now, in this 3rd episode, we will look at how social media addiction affects your life. These effects can be seen in health, school, work, relationships, and even in your emotions. Some of these effects are small at first, but over time, they can grow into serious problems. Understanding them can help us see why balance is so important. One of the biggest effects is on mental health. Many people who use social media too much start to feel stress and anxiety. They worry about likes, comments, and followers. They may compare themselves to others and feel they are not good enough. For example, if someone sees a friend's perfect vacation photos, they may think their own life is boring. If they see a person who looks very beautiful online, they may feel bad about their own body. These thoughts can slowly hurt self-confidence. When this happens every day, people may feel sad or even depressed. Social media addiction also affects physical health. Using the phone for many hours can make your eyes tired. The bright screen can cause headaches. Sitting for too long without moving can hurt your back, shoulders, and neck. Some people forget to exercise or even forget to eat healthy meals because they spend so much time online. Sleep is another big problem. People often stay awake late at night just to scroll through posts or watch videos. This makes them feel tired during the day. Over time, a lack of sleep can make the body weaker and the mind slower. Another effect is on education. Students who spend too much time on social media often find it hard to focus on lessons. They may plan to study, but then they check their phones and lose an hour. Homework and projects may be late because time is wasted online. Even during class, some students look at their phones instead of listening to the teacher. This leads to lower grades and less learning. In the long term, social media addiction can hurt a student's chances for success in school. The same problem appears in work life. Workers who are addicted to social media may lose focus during the day. They check notifications instead of finishing tasks. Meetings become difficult because they cannot stop thinking about their phones. Productivity drops, and this can make employers unhappy. In some cases, people even lose their jobs because they cannot control their phone use. What seems like just a small habit can have very big results in professional life. Relationships are also affected. Families sometimes complain that members spend more time with their phones than with each other. Parents may feel sad when children are always online instead of talking. Friends may feel ignored if someone checks their phone during a conversation. Romantic relationships can also suffer. Couples may fight when one person gives more attention to social media than to the partner. Over time, these small problems can grow into distance and loneliness. Another effect is on free time and hobbies. Social media can steal hours that could be used for other things. Instead of reading a book, playing sports, or learning a new skill, people waste time scrolling. They may forget old hobbies or never start new ones. This makes life less rich and less interesting. Addiction can take away experiences that give joy and personal growth. Money can also be affected. Social media platforms show advertisements. When people see these ads often, they feel pressure to buy things they don't really need. They want to look like others or follow new trends. Over time, this can cause financial stress. Addiction not only steals time, but can also take away money. One more effect is on memory and attention. When people switch from one post to another very quickly, their brain gets used to short bursts of information. This makes it harder to stay with one long task, like reading a book or studying a subject deeply. People may also forget important details in real life because their attention is always divided. This weakens the brain's natural ability to focus and remember. Finally, social media addiction can change the way people see reality. Online life often looks perfect. Photos are edited, stories are carefully chosen, and problems are hidden. People who spend too much time online may start to believe this is real life. They may feel disappointed with their own life because it looks less exciting. This false image can lead to unhappiness and a constant need to show a better version of yourself online. In this third episode, we saw that the effects of social media addiction are very wide. It can harm mental health, physical health, school, work, relationships, hobbies, money, memory, and even the way we see reality. What starts as just spending time online can grow into a problem that touches every part of life. In the next episode, we will talk about solutions. We will learn how to take control, use social media in a healthy way, and enjoy life without being trapped by addiction.
Episode 4: How to Control Social Media Use. In the last 3 episodes, we talked about what social media addiction is, how to see the signs, and what the effects are on daily life. Now, in this final episode, we will talk about how to control social media use. It is important to remember that social media is not always bad. It can help us connect with friends, learn new things, and have fun. The real problem comes when it takes too much of our time and energy. So, the goal is not to remove social media completely, but to learn how to use it in a healthy and balanced way. The first step is to become aware of how much time you spend online. Many people do not realize how many hours they lose scrolling or watching videos. One way to check is by looking at the screen time report on your phone. This report shows exactly how much time you spend on each app. When you see the number, it may surprise you. Awareness is the first step to making change. The second step is to set limits. You can decide how much time you want to spend on social media each day. For example, maybe you choose 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. Some phones allow you to set alarms or app timers that remind you when you reach the limit. At first, it may be difficult to stop, but with practice, it gets easier. Setting limits helps you take control instead of letting social media control you. Another useful method is to plan phone-free times. You can choose specific times in your day when you do not touch your phone at all. For example, during meals, when studying, or before sleeping. Some people like to put their phone in another room while working. Others turn off notifications so they are not tempted to check the screen. These small actions make a big difference in building healthier habits. It is also important to fill your time with other activities. If you only remove social media but do not replace it with something else, you may feel bored. Try to return to hobbies you enjoyed before, like reading, drawing, or playing music. Go for a walk outside, exercise, or spend time with family and friends. These real-life experiences give more happiness than endless scrolling. The more you enjoy real activities, the less you will feel the need to be online. Another helpful tip is to change your environment. If you always keep your phone next to you, it is easy to grab it without thinking. Instead, keep it in your bag or on a shelf away from your desk. At night, do not keep your phone next to your bed. Use an alarm clock instead. By changing your environment, you make it harder to fall into the habit of checking your phone all the time. Mindfulness is another strong tool. This means being aware of what you are doing in the present moment. When you pick up your phone, ask yourself, why am I using it now? Do I really need to, or is it just a habit? By asking these questions, you stop automatic behavior and make a conscious choice. Mindfulness also helps you notice your feelings. If social media makes you feel stressed or unhappy, you can decide to take a break. Social support can also help. Talk to your family and friends about your goals. Tell them you want to spend less time on social media. They can encourage you and even join you in the challenge. For example, you can agree with a friend to meet in person once a week without phones. Or you can join a group activity like a sport or class where phones are not needed. With the support of others, it is easier to build new habits. Another idea is to use social media in a smarter way. Instead of following hundreds of accounts, choose only the ones that give you real value. This could be educational pages, motivational quotes, or updates from close friends. Remove accounts that make you feel bad, stressed, or jealous. This way, when you do use social media, the time you spend will be more positive and meaningful. One more tip is to practice digital detox. This means taking a break from social media for one day, one weekend, or even longer. During this time, you do not use any social media apps at all. At first, it may feel strange or even uncomfortable, but soon you may notice that you feel more relaxed, have more free time, and connect better with the real world. Many people who try digital detox say it helps them reset their habits and see that life without constant scrolling is possible. It is also important to take care of your body and mind. Get enough sleep, eat healthy food, and exercise regularly. A strong body and calm mind make it easier to resist the temptation of addiction. When you feel good physically and mentally, you don't need social media as a way to escape. In conclusion, social media addiction is a real problem, but it can be managed. By becoming aware of your habits, setting limits, planning phone-free times, filling your life with other activities, changing your environment, practicing mindfulness, asking for support, and using social media more smartly, you can find balance. You don't need to remove social media completely. Instead, you can control how you use it so it works for you, not against you. This was the final episode of our series on social media addiction. We learned what it is, how to see the signs, the effects it has on life, and finally, how to control it. Remember, the goal is balance. Social media can be a good tool if you use it carefully. Take the lessons from this series, try them in your daily life, and enjoy a healthier relationship with technology.